So here we are. But yeah, I had gotten to a level 28. I'll keep him in the thing, so. Since I've got 11 hero slots after all. What was the... Crusader. That's what it was. This is the one that I got to level 28. But anyway, let's see here. Barbarian. Barbarians moves aggressively. Okay. What to call her? Tell you what. I have a name generator on here. Since I DM and do some stuff for... set to Guy right now. First name. You know what, Kristen? Yeah, that's nice. I am absolute bollocks whenever it comes to coming up with names. That's like one of my biggest weaknesses in anything. So things like name generators and stuff like that really help me out. Participating in a season gives you the opportunity to reap exclusive rewards. Seasonal heroes start completely fresh and can only play with other seasonal heroes. You will not be able to use non-seasonal items in your stash. You will start at 0 gold, and you will have to retrain your artisans. Okay. Yeah, let's play the campaign, actually. I'll be a bit rusty with this, but I'll catch back up. It's been a bit.
My family was butchered by Hellspawn. To witness such a thing is enough to leave your mind in ruins. The madness killed my sister and left me frightened and alone. Until I was rescued by survivors who had joined together to rid the world of the creatures of hell. They saw in me the strength to resist the demons, and they forged me into a weapon. Now I am ready. A meteor has fallen in Tristram, and the dead have risen in its wake. I will send them back to their graves. Once I was hunted. Now, I am the hunter.
Woo! I'll admit I might have picked her a bit because of my love of Vala and Heroes of the Storm, but okay, so.
Only the dead reek like this. The fallen star is near.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, she uses a crossbow.
I have journeyed here to find the fallen star and purge its evil from this land.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
I don't think it's the same voice actress as Vala. I might be wrong, though. I haven't used her in a while in Heroes of the Storm, so yeah. It'd be neat if it was, though, right? I mean, that would be a detail I would expect them to use in Heroes, so. Since it's not supposed to be a specific demon hunter, Vala was kind of created from whole cloth, so.
Find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
Burn those corpses before they rise again.
Okay, so let's see. Hungering Arrow is that one. My secondary. Throw knife that impales enemies. Okay. That'll work. Yeah. So this'll be new for both of us then.
The dead have been a bane on our existence since that cursed fire fell. We have to burn them, just to make sure they don't rise from the grave.
I came here to study the fall of old Tristram. This is closer to the town's history than I want to be.
Yeah, I thought it was you. Like I said, that was the other thing that made me annoyed that I couldn't quite pronounce your screen name. Is like, I bet I know who that is, and it's just like, ugh.
See that?
Leah, is it? Rumford said that you survived the fallen star's impact.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
This is killing business.
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
Then I shall put an end to them and secure your town.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do. We've been under siege for 6 days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon...
16 militiamen went out, only Rumford came back.
What can I do to help fight the risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
Don't worry, I will avenge their deaths.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
There! That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
I, Deckard Cain, have spent many years traveling and writing about the strange creatures in our world. But the sight of the wretched mothers still haunts me. They are the remnants of Queen Asilla's slaughtered handmaidens who were twisted by foul magic. Now they feast upon cadavers and regurgitate them as newly formed, risen dead.
I love Deckard Cain so much, by the way.
I will never forget the first time I saw these horrors shambling out of the misty woods. Our loved ones, buried long ago, rose from their graves and began to attack the living. However, the risen dead were only the beginning.
Seriously, they came up with some disgusting stuff for this game. They really did. Sometimes it's like yay high and yet.
Dear reader, I am Abd al-Hazir, adventurer, scholar, and researcher. I share my knowledge of this incredible world and its creatures through my insightful missives, often at grave risk to myself. Why, I was recently in Honduras, where my tents were ransacked by vicious...
While exploring a cave with hopes of finding hidden treasure, I came upon a most grisly sight. A heap of dead bodies. Unbelievably, as I was searching them for any items of value, they began to rise. I must tell them of this in New Tristram before it's too late.
Yeah, totally Deckard Cain for heroes. I had an interesting idea about that, though. Especially with them saying the whole unlikely hero. I know that everyone's thinking Old Man Deckard, right? But he's got all this history that, and mind you, I'm a Diablo newbie, so Diablo 3 is my first Diablo, so excuse me if there's lore that I don't quite know. Other people can help me with this. But since the Nexus in Heroes of the Storm can pull from all of time and space, who's to say that we have to have Old Man Deckard Cain? He went around with that group of his whenever he was younger and everything like that. Why can't we have Young Man Deckard Cain be pulled into the Nexus? I don't think I've heard anybody say this. But it's just one of those ideas. I don't know if everyone's just thinking there's no way they would do it, or if just no one's thought about the fact that they have specifically said the Nexus can pull from anywhere in time and space, but they don't really push it too much anymore. So, who knows? It's possible. Requires bow. Okay, gotcha. I thought that's what it might have been, but I was testing the waters to see. Yeah, and that Deckard Cain idea might be a horrible idea on my part, but it's just one of those things where it occurred to me. So.
Returning to Honduras after 20 years. The burden of countless failures and tragedies heaped upon my shoulders. Am I being punished for helping that stranger hunt the Dark Wanderer? I always thought Deckard Cain half a madman. But perhaps he was right. Perhaps he can banish the shadow hanging over my life.
I tend to wonder if Deckard Cain hasn't been that way his entire life, though. I totally agree that it's the voice and everything that makes him right. Because otherwise, why would it be a meme, right? But I don't know. Maybe young man Deckard couldn't shut up either. You know, that's...
The task is done. These unholy creatures can rest now.
look forward to having a companion, because right now this is just... Yeah, because we automatically assume that it's him being an old man that makes him like that, right? What if he was just insufferable his entire life? Which I love Deckard Cain to death, don't get me wrong. Like you said, it's the voice and the fact that he goes on long missives and everything like that that makes the character. So it'd about have to be that joke that we've never seen young Deckard, and yet we finally get to see him and go, oh my God, he's been this way his entire life. Slowly putting together the Demon Hunter outfit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the beginning of any character is a smidge tedious because you're really limited how what you can do. But then once you get going, then the fun begins. Some of this stuff I already get the idea of because of Heroes of the Storm, actually. Like the whole hungering arrow and stuff like that. Plus this bow, plus I'll get better bows and stuff, and that'll make this a little bit easier and stuff right there. Right now I've got the first bow, so obviously it's not going to be as powerful as I'd want it to be. Yeah, I ran a Crusader for my first one, and I kind of had a feeling this was going to be a bit more tedious, because, you know, they're not exactly a tank, so... Which is kind of why I wanted to go with this one, so it would be a different experience for me to start out with. That vomit noise is just too good. Yeah, that's better.
For a long time, Uncle Deckard avoided coming back to this place. There were a lot of ghosts here for him. This is where Diablo drove old King Leoric mad and terrorized the people. I don't know what really happened here, but whatever it was horrible. Nearly everyone who survived went mad.
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him. My training has paid off.
Regenerates 3 life, 4 life. Yeah, I think the trade-off's good. Then you become obsessed. This is how this game goes. caltrops. MBR an arrow with shadow energy, slowing up to 2 enemies. If I'm going to use the caltrops, then I can probably stick with the hungry arrow. So yeah. Okay.
Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
Don't you dare lift a finger to help our mayor fix his wagon. My brother died defending this town, while that bloated coward tried to run away.
Some heroes are fighting each other in an area near here. Wanna go? Oh, and you didn't hear about it from me. Afraid of damaging your armor or weapons? That won't happen over there. In fact...
Evening, Shay.
Disappointing, really.
Here, let me open the gate. Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What of your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons. Look! A hidden cellar. Follow me.
Your mother had her secrets.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it. Captain Dalton!
Queso experiment not going so well.
And my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will go. Stay here and learn what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
How did your mother die?
Well, details are hazy, but I know that Adria was obsessed with chasing the arcane. She knew she could never raise a child. Uncle Deckard believes that the madness and horror of her life finally caught up with her.
Okay. Ah. Right. Yeah, that'll do it. Ugh. That's not pleasant. I always get annoyed whenever they go, oh no, we're just going to give you the top torso and you're still going to have to deal with it.
The infamous Tristram Cathedral. I am close to the fallen star now. So this is where the star fell. My quarry must be near.
Dang it. Didn't notice that before.
Get accustomed to that.
Help me! It's inside me! Inside!
There, that'll probably be more. Effective than what I've got right now.
Some foul new disease has taken hold in this land, and the carrion bats are near the heart of it. Since returning to Tristram, I have seen their numbers surge. The evil forces that linger here give them strength, and I fear that the worst is yet to come.
Oh, does cheap wine make everything better? I wouldn't know for obvious reasons.
My name is Lachdanan, and I am cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
I suppose that does make them re-dead if I'm making them dead again.
The grotesques may seem slow and senseless, but they hide many dangers within their hideously malformed bodies. A set of spikes lurks beneath the monster's flesh, and foul parasites nest within them. It is said that these horrors themselves are constructed by a greater evil, a darkness that I cannot even fathom.
Thing is, if you use them strategically, you can use them to damage the other characters around them because of those spikes. Dead. Yep. There, I actually pulled it off this time. This game is practically made for people that like being obsessive compulsive about things.
This will be interesting.
Okay, note to self, they can do it at a distance. Would you look at that? I'm wearing Leoric's crown right now. Haha. As well as a strong hatred for winged animal. Hey, if it's evil, I'm killing it. That's...
Lazarus. Of that I am certain. He alone had the king's ear, and whispered dark and evil magics into it, instilling the notion of an imminent attack by Westmarch. Afraid to speak against the Archbishop, the councillors nodded their empty heads in agreement, and sent us off to die.
I heard rumors of Zakarum warriors called Crusaders. While the natives were most reticent, I was able to deduce that this order was founded 200 years ago, just as Rakis took his army of paladins west. But these Crusaders went east on a very different mission.
Rapid fire costs 20 hatred initially and an additional 6 hatred while channeling. Hold your ground and continually fire a string of arrows. Whoo! That'd be interesting. Might give that a shot. Hungering arrow. Let's give this stuff a shot, shall we? No pun intended. There we go. Is it a bit better? Oh, good lord, yeah. Especially for this.
Sweet revenge!
There, now we got an ability that's worth something. You're gonna love this one when she answers you, Shay. Just warning you in advance. Nothing bad, just get your pity prepared. Yeah, they live in a place where they won't even deign to possibly give them internet. Oh, offhand, I've got to... Okay. So that's the trade-off of me having a bow. Meanwhile, a hand crossbow, I don't have to have that. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Foul minions, stay back. Back.
Deckard!
This wedge hold. Skeleton King.
The power of the fallen star awakened me, and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones.
Oh, I think not.
Kane, I'm here to rescue you!
Help! Help! Thank you, but why did you risk yourself for me?
Leah asked for my aid. She will be relieved to see you again.
Oh, it is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I feared the worst. I learned of this secret passage through old maps I found.
Pretty flippin' sweet passage, wasn't it?
This cannot be opened yet.
We must discuss the fallen star. Follow me to Tristram.
promised Leah that I would save her uncle, Deckard Cain. When I found him, he was facing the Skeleton King. And now this abomination blocks my path to the fallen star.
Like you said, well, like you quoted, a locked door, how's a girl to resist?
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
I have but one request of you. What do you know of the fallen star?
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is her back. I've spent most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
What does your uncle seek?
He's convinced that the forces of hell will invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
What did you learn of your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something, but I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
A tragic story, but I cannot reach the fallen star until I face him.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts. Leah, you should not dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your own eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
But what of the texts? The Zakharum tomes warn of a falling star. The Herodric scroll spoke of the dead rising, and the Lord of Lies. The prophecy of the end days says that at the end of all things, the first sign shall appear in the heavens.
Yes, you've been telling me about the texts since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into them.
I am the last of the Herodrim. I couldn't always claim this. In fact, if I had turned to the Herodric teachings sooner, Diablo could have been stopped before his reign of terror began.
You can't blame yourself.
When the first signs appeared, I did nothing. I had shrugged the old tales off like they were so much fantasy. And Tristram, no, the world has paid dearly for my arrogance. I have tried to make up for my failings. Leah and I have spent her lifetime scouring the world, collecting pieces of the prophecy of the end days. If I can decipher it, we will have the key to defeating the lords of hell.
You and Leah seem very close.
I do not know what my life would have been like had I not raised her. Oh, it must have been difficult for Leah, following an old man on a mad search for the secrets to defeating the lords of the burning hells. But though she has seen her share of mysterious things, she is still unsure of my quest. I can understand. She has never seen anything like Diablo and his brothers.
Kevin has totally forgotten how on our very podcast, a series of unfortunate podcasts coming back soon to the Samcast Network, I pointed out the very fact that Neil Patrick Harris doing Captain Sham totally sounded like Deckard Cain. I pointed it out specifically.
prophecy of the end days is contained within the Herodric tomes I inherited from my ancestor, Jared Kane. It is a warning to those who could interpret it regarding Hell's ultimate invasion of our world, written by many different people throughout history, in many different lands. All known versions of the prophecy are incomplete. I have spent a good part of the past 20 years trying to complete it. I am certain it holds the answers to defeating the Lords of Hell.
Leoric was driven mad by Diablo.
Leoric resisted Diablo's attempts to possess him, but the effort left him weak and confused. When his son Albrecht was kidnapped to be a vessel for Diablo, it destroyed any sanity Leoric had left.
What did Leoric do as the Skeleton King?
He commanded an army of the dead deep within. Finally serving the Lord of Terror he had resisted while alive. Many adventurers tried and failed to slay the Skeleton King. It was left to Leoric's eldest son, Aiden, to finally kill the monster his father had become.
Well, now you know, Kevin.
Uncle Deckard is home, rescued from the clutches of the Skeleton King. I'm so glad. But the Skeleton King, I thought he was a folktale. The idea of Mad King Leoric returning to torture this place. Hasn't Tristram suffered enough?
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral. This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted mankind. This is where I may finally find the answers I seek. Leah worries after my safety.
You're the one who saved Kane. You must help us survive the Skeleton King, too.
I have some new items that I'm certain you'll love. Don't touch anything unless you're buying it. I like to keep my inventory clean. Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded.
What? She was out defending the gates this morning. What is driving that woman?
Good, he needs to rest. If he's feeling bad.
Chelsea, how sweet of you to ask. My people, the Vetchin, are nomads, always traveling, looking for the land we might settle. All of us have the sight, but few have it as strong as myself. You know, men have always pursued me for my visions. Well, for things other than my visions. Everyone wants to know what the future holds.
My future holds vengeance.
What will you do with your revenge when you have it? You still need to make a life for yourself. A little love would do you wonders. The world is constantly renewing itself, eternally playing out the same events over and over again. We can merely play our parts.
Must you always speak in riddles?
I speak clearly. Do not blame me for the state of your mind.
Blacksmith, Deckard Kane said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
Sometimes death is the only mercy we have left. I will help you.
Thank you. Follow me. Hey, come over here. My friends, I'm sorry.
Sorrow won't save your town, blacksmith.
Mira, my love, forgive me.
Hedrig! Help me!
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrig Aemon.
There is one favor I must ask of you. Do you know where Leoric's crown is?
I can help you there. It's buried with his Chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, get back to town.
Damage per second. Yeah. We'll give it a shot, and if we don't like it, we can always switch to the other one in this case.
My training has paid off.
Scavengers are ugly, pathetic creatures who survive off of carrion and corpses, too diseased to attract any other carnivores. I did once meet a raggedy fellow who claimed that he had trained one of the beasts to bring him large rats to eat. But I'm sure the story is utter nonsense.
During the last days of King Leoric's reign, even the skeletons of the ancient dead could not rest. They took up their broken armor and weapons once more, ready to cut down anything that yet drew breath. Though wasted and fragile, these creatures possess a twisted cleverness that makes them quite formidable.
Treasure goblin! Gotcha.
Some devious little
My
goblins
hatred
have
is
been
too
robbing our
low.
merchants. When pursued, they simply open portals and disappear with the most aggravating chuckle. The peasantry seem to believe that the goblins serve a great demon lord known as Greed. And furthermore, that their portals lead to Greed's domain. A ludicrous notion, truly.
I'm not sure she's wearing high heels. I mean, possibly. Yeah, it might be heels. I'm not entirely sure, though. I'll be able to get a better look later whenever I'm not actually in the game itself, because it gives you a close-up view of your character. So.
Not enough hatred. Challenge.
Hate the ones that make walls. Especially given what I'm running, that's kind of a annoying one.
I've become more formidable.
I'll try smoke screen out then. Selling fodder. Yeah, the names in this game for places sometimes are a bit like, did you not see this coming? Give me a second, guys. I've realized something. You get to see me medicate. Totally was supposed to do this before the stream, and I totally slipped until just now, realizing I did. There, nothing bad will happen on stream. Now,
Demons have been known to devour their own young when no other nourishment is available. Their offspring, the imps, sometimes manage to flee and band together with other demon spawn. They rove in vicious packs, ready to descend upon the unwary traveler and rip his body to shreds with their tiny needle-sharp teeth. The tragedies in these lands have left many restless spirits in their wake, and they demand retribution. These spirits will take out their vengeance on any unsuspecting individual who may pass, for they believe that the blood of the living will yet restore the lives that were ripped away from them.
When King Leoric came to court, he brought many nobles with him, and nobles, oddly enough, want noble crypts. So I showed up with my shovel, thinking to make easy profit by digging a few holes. Ha! There's no stopping their demands around here. Now, I eat, sleep, and breathe dirty sleeps.
You took time to craft that, didn't you? Well played, Shay. Well played.
I need more hatred to do that.
Hunting. I love seeing all these abilities that are in Heroes of the Storm and seeing them in the game, like Vault. I think they even use the same dang thing. Let's see here. Tumble acrobatically to avoid attacks. Okay. So in other words, my get out of trouble move. Okay. Very nice.
Not enough hatred.
Oh, I'm liking this vault.
I need more hatred to do that.
Considerate. Has it been entertaining audio? You click the little cog wheel, and that'll give you all your options.
Hatred is too low. I don't think I've ever gone audio only with a stream before. But there should be. If you've got it in landscape, you might have to put it in portrait, rotate it over, because that may make some of the interface disappear for a bit, so...
I have a feeling that the crown is nearby.
There you go. Perfect timing, too. Oof. Oh, yeah. There's that. Okay, I felt kind of badass doing that, not gonna lie.
The unburied are formed from human corpses that were flung into mass graves without a proper burial. This hideous amalgamation of bodies decomposes together into one being, bound by some foul magic. For all my knowledge, I could only flee from it. And I would expect any other sensible person to do the same.
No, I will not allow you to bring that monster Leoric back to this world.
Rare hand crossbow. 3 to 4 arcane damage, 3 life per hit, 6 to 17 damage. Okay.
I am returning to town.
You found the crown. Truth be told, I didn't think you'd make it back alive. Ah, it needs repair. Should be no problem. It's good to work again. There. New as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more than making spades to occupy my mind. I want my life to mean something.
Then we are allies. Each weapon you forge for me shall serve to purify these lands. Tell me about your grandfather, the Chancellor.
Not much to tell. I lived with my father in Chaldeum at the time. We heard that my grandfather stayed in Tristram until the end, trying to save lives. Don't know if he succeeded, but there it is. When the Skeleton King fell, my grandfather was dying from a sword wound. He had the crown sealed with him to keep it safe.
A brave deed. It is good to know that there was one sane man among the mad. It is good to see you back at the forge, blacksmith.
Work needs doing. No one is going to do it for me.
That is very true, but we also need people to fight.
No, this is my trade, and I'm the best. I'll make you the weapons you need to kill every last demon you see. Deal?
How might I use the crown to reach the Skeleton King?
At last. With it, you can unlock the sealed door in the room where you rescued me and enter the royal crypts. When you find the Skeleton King, place the crown atop his head and destroy him.
When he is destroyed, I shall finally reach the star. Stronger.
Passive skills. Okay, so whenever you vault, shadow power, smokescreen, or backflip with the face of fire, you gain 60% movement speed. Ooh. Let's go for Thrill of the Hunt to begin with. hello, big boy.
That thing must die.
Good lord.
Hatred to do that.
Oh, Wabbit! Hey there! Good to see you, man. I mean, obviously, I've been seeing you every single week at game night, but long time no see you here.
Returned from our horrific defeat in Westmarch, my beloved king lost all pretense of sanity. He seethed with...
I will not accept this. It's not my time to die.
Yeah, you told me about it in one of the game nights. Oh, that's right. The vortex ones can pull you in.
Maintain your incantation. Your magic. I am free.
Not enough hatred.
Now, back to my mission.
Who are you?
You will know soon enough. Help me find my gear. I will reward you well. Tell me, what brought you to this infernal place?
I must kill the Skeleton King.
Then our aims align. Cultists dragged me past this glowing pit. What made it?
I will know soon.
Down this way. There are my weapons.
I can bring that down.
He's free! Do not... I am Cormac, warrior of the Templar Order. If it is the Skeleton King you seek, then you will have to fight your way back to Dundar. There is no reason you should hunt alone.
I often prefer to be alone, but I will make an exception for you.
I love how all this is going on and they're having that casual conversation, by the way. It's...
Black magic bars our way, but the will of a Templar is stronger. You were a Templar, John Dar. How could you succumb to this coven?
The coven is my brotherhood now, Cormac. The powers we serve will soon rule this world! Please forgive me. My vision was clouded by the Coven's evil magic.
Betrayal can never be forgiven. Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are mine.
Very well. I have no need of books.
Then onwards we go, to fight the Skeleton King. What shall we fight today? will serve me well.
He is very dramatic, isn't he? Yeah. And again, this is what Diablo is, right? It does sort of have this sort of layer of cheese to it on purpose.
Bleed, you filth!
Because if we are being fair, I'm kind of dramatic too.
What foul sorcery is this?
I tried to count how many we've killed, but I've lost track.
Sweet revenge! You won't survive that!
Ooh, treasure goblin.
These These enemies defy all reason.
I'm overburdened.
I like to think the world is safer now.
I need to go back.
I have some new items that I'm certain you'll love.
I tried to get Fortnite to work on my computer, and for some stupid reason it wasn't today. And I've played it before, so it's not like it's this computer. One of these nights, whenever it coincides, I just might join them and stream it at the same time. I opened the launcher, and it never showed me the login boxes. Mine doesn't, well, have that problem, let's put it that way. When you make a streaming rig, you tend to have other benefits that come out of it. Like I said, it's nothing to do with that, just for some reason the stupid launcher was deciding to be silly with me, so...
Keep your distance from him. This burden is mine to bear. May death bring peace from your madness, Leoric.
Traitors! Even in death, the armies of Condorus will still obey their king. even if you will not.
Yeah, I probably will try that. I just didn't have time tonight, given that I was, preparing for a stream. But yeah, see you tomorrow, man. Oh, and tell him I said hi.
You dare to bring the warmth of life into my tomb?
We shall put you down, Hellspawn! I'm glad that fate has brought us together on this path.
Why is that?
You fight with both honor and ferocity. I know that a pure soul must burn within you.
You will never defeat me!
You were defeated the moment you surrendered to madness.
He's also becoming my hype man while he's at it, too. Here he comes.
Farum high priests in Kurast proclaimed Leoric king of Kondurus many years ago. He ruled well until Diablo's influence drove him mad, and the loyal knight Lac Danan was forced to slay him. Afterward, Diablo himself raised Leoric from the dead as the Skeleton King, until the monarch's son, Aiden, vanquished him.
At last, the crater. So it was you who fell here and caused this chaos. And yet I know that you are not evil.
I am. I remember falling.
Do you remember who you are?
I am not your enemy. I think. Yes, I believe I have come with a warning. The darkness. The darkness is coming. I don't remember.
Perhaps Deckard Cain can help you. Come with me.
Good to see you, Samantha. Thanks for joining as usual.
I ventured far to find the power behind the fallen star, but it was only a man. He can recall nothing of his strange arrival. Perhaps Cain will be able to find the truth of this matter.
Sleep well and all that.
I found him at the center of the crater.
No man could survive such a thing. Who are you? What are you?
A warrior, I think. I came bearing grave news, but I cannot remember.
Your message might be all that can save us from impending doom. Tell me everything you remember, stranger. Every detail.
Falling. Fire. A sword of great power. It was part of me. But it shattered into 3 pieces as I fell.
It is vital that we find those pieces. I believe the sword made whole will restore your memory.
The goatmen are rampaging through the fields. Could the sword have anything to do with that?
Of course, of course. Just as the dead rose around the stranger, the sword pieces drove the goatmen to madness.
Then I will slay them and return the sword to you. You can recall nothing else?
Only that there were surges of light and a kind of pain.
How do you fare now?
The emptiness gnaws at me. It is a constant frustration.
Remain calm. The sword will be returned to you soon.
The Horadrim were powerful mages gathered together by the Archangel Tyrael to defeat the three prime evils, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal. They devoted themselves fully to the destruction of the demon lords and left behind valuable tomes and teachings.
How did you become the last of the Horadrim?
My ancestor was the leader of the Horadrim, Jared Kane. When the Horadrim died out, their tomes stayed in my family. I was thrilled by tales of the Horadrim as a little boy, but it wasn't until I returned to them as an adult that I realized they contained deeper truths. Tyrael is the angel of justice. He has been helping mankind for generations, though he is forbidden to do so in any direct manner. Long ago, the high heavens and the burning hells made a pact as a result of the Sin War that they would not interfere in our world.
The demons have broken this pact. Why does Tyrael do nothing?
The Angiris Council, the archangels that lead heaven, almost destroyed our world once to keep the demons from spreading their corruption upon it. If Tyrael were to act directly, it would alert the Council to the demons' activities here and imperil us all.
If there's a sword here, we will find it.
I was able to trace some carrion bats back to one of their nests. What I found shocked me. The nest itself is a living organism, a mature bat that has been mutated by the darkest of magics. I no longer doubt that demonic forces have corrupted these creatures.
Some time ago, I revealed that the Khazra, or goatmen, were originally humans until the Vigerai corrupted them. For many years, these creatures were simple and lethargic. These days have ended. Khazra attacks are widely reported, and the number of fatalities is higher than anything in my records.
Now we fight!
My hatred is too low.
heard the most ridiculous tales about travelers being ambushed by vicious trees. it is too much. Despite their names, the wood wraiths are not plants, but fully mobile beasts who have taken on the guise of foliage to ensnare their prey. Only a simpleton could be fooled by such a trick.
I need more hatred to do that.
There's that strange light again. The sword piece must be inside this cave.
A dark coven has formed in Tristram, and I fear that their superstitious violence...
Kill her! We must hurry with the ritual. Magda will be here soon. It is time.
Just as I thought. The sword piece is here.
The best.
Who are you to take what is mine?
You are not the owner of this sword.
Regardless, I have claimed it. I am Magda, and I lead this coven. The shard is mine.
To hell with you, witch.
Very well. Let the games begin. Well fought. But you will never possess the next piece. It has fallen where only the ancients may tread.
She is more devious than she appears. How are criminals treated in your land?
They are given 3 days food and water, then banished.
How odd. In the Order, they are just executed.
But almost. But that would be better if you were only doing one thing, so that would be... I would probably use that bolus thing if I was doing a more close-up demon hunter that used like a melee weapon. Then I could use that as an offhand to do some damage.
I need to go back. have the sword piece, but a woman named Magda and her minions tried to wrest it from me.
Uncle Deckard, you sound like those dark cultists you told me about.
Very good, Leah. You have been paying attention. Stranger, does any of this jar your memory?
I have no memory of this coven, but I sense a far darker shadow guiding its hand.
Magda's coven is a remnant of an ancient religion called the Triune that worshipped the primevals as gods.
Disgusting. And yet the primevals have been dead for 20 years. Who does the Coven worship now?
The last two evils, Asmodan and Belial, remain. And if either of them are behind this coven, then our troubles are only beginning.
This fragment is very old and very powerful.
Indeed, it feels familiar to me, though the rest is still unclear.
This weapon would have belonged to a true champion.
If that is what I am, then my strength has gone with my memory.
If Cain is right, then the sword shall restore both to you. Magda said something curious about the next piece. She believes it fell where only ancients may tread.
That makes me think of the drowned temple near the festering woods. I remember you telling me about it, Uncle.
Exactly, Leah. The temple was home to the Nephilim. Leah, your knowledge could be invaluable. You must go and help our friend retrieve the sword piece.
The Nephilim were ancient humans with fantastic powers. Legend holds that they waged a terrible battle near the temple, and that their ghosts still war with one another.
I'll stop these things!
You and I aren't so different. I have great power within me too. The only difference is no control of it.
That sounds troubling.
It's only happened a few times in my life, and only when I was in grave danger. Something rises up from deep within me and, well, I can't really explain it.
My hatred is too low.
Totally wasn't paying attention on that one.
To the death!
You there! Please help! They're going to kill my friend! Thieves are going to kill my friend if we don't do something. Help me break these bonds and see for yourself!
What do they want with your friend?
She's just a farmer's daughter, Sasha, but she has a relic that the thieves are after.
Losing my patience, wench!
I'll never tell you.
Release the girl. The relic belongs to her.
You actually believe what this scoundrel tells you? Fine, you fools. We'll kill the both of you. You won't get away from us this time! This
rest of the Thieves Guild will find you.
Ooh, interesting.
When this is over, I could open my own little inn somewhere. If I live.
I couldn't go back to that kind of life.
Well, if you ever want a job, I will consider your credentials.
Perhaps I should just visit.
Here's the relic, my love. I hid it like you asked. Father's grown suspicious of us, but that won't matter once we're married. It won't be long, right?
Of course, my dear. Soon we will settle down to a quiet life of tilling the fields and raising children. But first, I have to sell this relic. Alas, I must travel away with my friend here to do so.
You wish to join me?
Yes, yes! You look like you know a lot about markets. Now, lead the way! Wait, relic is a fake! Gods, I should have known! You seem like you could use a helping hand, and I sure as hell don't want to stay around here.
Please tell me that you're not considering this criminal's proposal.
Ah, there you are.
But you made a promise to your betrothed.
Betrothed? Do I look like the marrying kind to you? By the way, my name is Lyndon.
Right now I'm sticking with the Templar.
Some say of Alaric and this temple is not encouraging. You must be Alaric the Guardian. Uncle Deckard told me of your eternal watch over this cursed place. I thought it was a myth.
Are you Nephilim?
No. There have been no Nephilim for a millennium.
Yet another myth. You seek entrance to this temple, but only a Nephilim can enter. If you retrieve the keys from the outlying tombs and use them on the gates, we will see who and what you truly are. Follow me. I will raise the bridge that you may pass. Seek 2 tombs in the woods beyond. The warrior's rest and the crypt of the ancients. Within them reside the keys to our sacred temple.
A pall of ancient doom hangs upon these woods.
Come on! Let's kill these things. Are these Alaric's? Uncle Deckard called these flying creatures death with wings. I wonder who killed these soldiers.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Take the hill, brothers! Don't let these dogs have it!
stop him from attacking.
Death has a way of twisting the memory.
Not enough hatred.
Our enemies are legion, but they will not take us without a fight. We must hold them here while the keys to the Holy Temple are hidden away from their leader, the fiend Nevezia. Resolve must not falter, though we would surely die to the last man.
Tell them, my brothers!
Are there any women in your order?
Well, no.
Shouldn't the Templar welcome anyone who wishes to fight evil?
That is a fascinating idea. I will mention it to the leaders.
I've spent years exploring places like this with Uncle Deckard. This brings back memories.
I too enjoy hunting evil creatures through strange new lands.
I was talking about happy memories.
As was I.
I'll stop these things.
Once I get this last key, I'm probably going to call it a night, guys. I can slowly feel my eyes starting to close.
Revenge! This is amazing. It reminds me of being a child and searching for lost artifacts with Uncle Deckard.
I feel more powerful.
A well-deserved death.
Ah, devices. Fan of knives. Very nice. Thieved it from another Blizzard property. Unleash a fury of knives that strike and slow all nearby enemies. So it's an area of effect. Let's try evasive fire. We can switch back to hungering arrow if we don't like it. Kind of like it, but there's not really precise control in it.
That's all of them.
Picked a hungering, puncturing arrow.
The temple is open. Enter and defeat the guardians within. Although they are my brothers, they will seek your death when you enter.
I cannot fault them for doing their duty.
Look at this architecture. This predates the Sin War.
And with that, let's see here. We had the question. And yes, does look like those are heals. So, looking a bit different from when we first started, isn't it? With all that equipment now on us. Very nice. That is part of the fun of the thing. Anyway. There we we go. And with that, man, I got a lot of scenes in OBS now. But anyway, gonna wrap this one up. Did I move that camera again? Huh. Anyway. If you want to find all the other Let's Plays, go to tscn.tv/play. And until next time, play on and see you guys. And yeah, for all of you that joined me live,